Hi everyone, well here we are. We have Stripe and we have her 3 babies. So this is series 3, all about Stripe and her pregnancy journey. And this is video 4. Now, it was a fantastic journey to get to this point, I can actually assure you. This video has been recorded on Sunday the 10th of November, and it will be released on Monday the 11th of November when the baby's on their day 4. Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever given a guinea pig a kiss of life? I am. Twice. Now, it wasn't very easy. As you can see, Stripe is looking good, as are these 3 babies. Now, she went into delivery mode on Friday at 5:30. Or just before 5:30, and Dad of the Litter is obviously Ted too, if you watch the earlier videos. Now, as always, doing the videos is our fantastic camera lady number 1. Hello, Eleanor.
Hello.
And you'll hear Eleanor's voice because she has quite a part to play in this particular story. Now, we're going to try and do this in one take. Eleanor does have a slight cough cold, but don't worry about that. So where should we start? Okay, so I was checking on her on Friday every hour or so, and at 5:30 I went out to our shed, which is quite warm, it's quite insulated, and she actually had her baby. She had delivered 5. Now, one of these 2 was clear but staggering around with it, and the other 4 were in their sacks, and she was not interested. She was up the other end of the cage with moon dust, and so I'm thinking, what do I do? What do I do? She's showing no interest whatsoever in the babies. So I'd actually seen a post on Facebook just a few days ago. A lady said that her guinea pig had had one after another, and she'd had to help and sort of get involved and take them out of the sacks and everything. So I'm thinking, right, okay, in 23 years of having guinea pigs, I've never had to do that. So you learn something all the time, and you go into new positions, new situations, and new adventures. And I thought, okay, let's see what we can do. So it's pretty dark in the shed. It's 5:30. I've got a torch. So in fact, I've got one hand. So I put the torch to the side, got some light, looked at the babies in their sacks. I saw 2 that were moving, and I thought, okay, let's start with those. So the first thing I did was to pick them up, saw them fractionally moving, lift them up, check their mouths, try to sort of pull whatever was blocking their mouth, their sort of sack and everything. And then also I was aware that camera lady Eleanor was on her way home. Thank goodness for the tracking app on the phone. That's the one time I'm actually grateful for seeing it. And I knew she was home, so I dashed in and I said to our kids, I said, right, as soon as she's home, she's straight outside. And they know that when I say stuff like that, it's like really serious. It's not that we want Eleanor to come and jump in the hay or anything like that, or clean them out or anything like that, or cut nails. It's like really serious. So I looked at the 2 guinea pigs of the 4, and I looked at their mouths, tried to open their mouths, and it just pulled down a little bit. And then I was thinking, I've got to blow some air into their lungs, clear their airways a little bit. And I was thinking, how much do I have to blow? Now, obviously, it's not massive amounts, but I thought, well, if I try, it's better than doing nothing. So I just gave it a gentle blow. I mean, you can't, unfortunately on YouTube, you can't actually see how hard it was, but it was very gentle. Just literally just very like that. And like you're blowing, what are those flowers called with those things that you blow and all the things?
Dandelions.
Yeah, like that.
Fairy cakes.
And I just thought, well, at the moment, whatever I do is going to be better than doing nothing. So I did that with 2 of them. Got them kind of back to something, and then luckily Eleanor came home, and then she was straight outside, and she was I have to say I was really pleased to see her, because I wasn't too sure what we were going to do. And what I'd done is I'd taken moon dust out, and I'd actually thought, well, maybe I'd put a guinea pig in with Stripe that might try and kickstart things. Don't know why I thought that, but I had Coco, her grandmother, in there, because her mum Bella is not best friends with her. So anyway, so we did that, and then Eleanor, you were on the scene, and then what did you suggest?
Well, it's November. in the UK, and so although this shed's insulated, it's not warm, and the babies were cold, very, very cold, and
Yes.
she was not anywhere near, she was at the other end of the cage and ignoring them. So I was like, right, we'll put her in a box, get her in the kitchen. So Simon got one of the travel boxes, which we obviously don't usually keep them in, and I said then she can't get away from them.
No, it's a good idea.
So you put some
Bit of hay, cleaned it
hay,
out, newspaper, hay,
and put them in there.
Straight
And
in
we got
there.
them in the house, and the little white one was very, very cold and barely
the
moving.
right state, yeah.
And she hadn't cleaned any of them up.
No.
So I wrapped her in a bit of kitchen roll and shoved her in my bra because the most important thing, and I learnt this from my mummy when we had rabbits. We had one rabbit who unfortunately weed all over her babies and just wasn't very good, and mum had saved one by putting one in her bra, so they get body heat, so you're warming them up but to a body heat temperature. So the little white one went in my bra, the little head popping out the top, and the other two I sort of stroked to sort of try to get them going, and then I sat up on top of the two of them in the box and kept every couple of minutes picking her up, checking her okay, sitting her back on them. She wasn't interested at all.
Because she was still damp underneath and everything.
Yes,
wasn't she?
she was not in. She was in shock and all a bit. So she stayed in the kitchen overnight. And once the little white one started moving a bit, I shoved her under her mum, so she smelled of her mum, not of me. And there they are. And hopefully, I mean, you never know. You've got to give them a few days, but they are looking lovely, and she has started to be a real mum to them.
We've just
So
seen her.
they stayed for about 24 hours in the small box, which isn't obviously what we normally keep our guinea pigs in, but they needed to be with her, kept her in the house so they kept warm.
Well, Saturday morning when I came down and saw them, I had to say I was half expecting, I was more than half expecting not to see them.
I cried when I could see they were all three alive.
And
I just wasn't sure.
And she was actually licking and cleaning them. So you thought, well, okay, she's straight away bonding. Now, if you just can bring the camera around very carefully, can you go that way? That's it. You can just see her feeding this white one here. If you just bring it around carefully.
So the big thing was we weren't sure. It's okay, darling.
Now we're trying to do this in one take.
It's there. It's feeding underneath.
Now I did a short live a moment ago. And one of them was.
Look, she just knocked her upside down. They do that. But my big thing was I wanted to be sure, one, they were running around and making noise, and two, that they were feeding.
Yeah.
And all of those things are happening now. Look at how cute this one is with a beautiful stripe on her nose, and she's got some really crazy fur.
She is. Now yesterday morning, what we did was I weighed them all because we couldn't weigh them on Friday night. And then we also decided we dipped her into the washing up bowl just to clean underneath her, and she's much cleaner now. And we took some tissue, some kitchen
Just
roll,
washed her back.
and just cleared her up a little bit.
But
because all we could do on Friday was just the basics. We didn't want to do too much.
No, we helped clean Mum up yesterday morning, and then we put Simon set up something in the dining room again so they stay warm enough.
Yeah, it's a 2x2 CFC setup with the grids.
Again, much smaller than we'd normally do, but while she's got her babies and they're small and they're learning to feed, it's the right size.
Well, the babies are so small they can actually go through the grid, so I've had to put some cardboard around. And when I moved one of the runs with the cage, the boxes, the white one had got through the grid for about 10 seconds. So I had to pick her back up.
Look, he's trying to get a little feed in, which is wonderful because we were so worried that they might not feed.
I didn't expect them to live. But they have lived, and they thrive now because she bonded. I came down
running in the morning to check they were all right, and then our youngest came running in. First thing she wanted to do was see them and see if they were right. Look, having our first bit of food.
No, you generally eat after 24 hours. Now the fact they're eating is great.
This one's beautiful with the stripes. One's got a stripe on her nose, and the other one's got this beautiful stripe down her body. They're beautiful.
Yeah,
beautiful colours.
Now, if we just look around the mum's eyes, they've got these rings. That's going back a few generations. One of these brown ones has also got the rings. You can see two of them are now drinking. Got the white one and this one now. So we're doing really well now. We did not expect to see
You can
this.
see the little white nose popping out to see us.
Now this is Eleanor's first visuals of seeing them drink. So it's really, really good. And we've now done 10 minutes, have we? We'll keep going for a bit longer. Okay, so Dad of
Look
these.
how her little nose is coming through. You're going to see two cute baby bots.
They're very cute.
And the little white one with pink ears and a pink nose.
So Dad of these was obviously
Very cute.
Ted too, who went a few days ago. He went a couple of weeks back. Now Ted 2's gone off on another job, so he won't actually see these babies.
I find it really, I'm sorry I'm interrupting, I find it really moving. We weren't sure we would have any babies, and I was a bit worried about Mum for a little bit.
Yes,
We look after them
totally.
so carefully and love them so much, but nature is it's not kind to Mum.
We see
is it?
people see me on YouTube and they think it's a front, it's a presenting front, but actually it's truthfully, when I saw her and the babies on Friday evening, I didn't think we'd have any success. I was even thinking we'd have to give her a bit of a break and then try her again next year, because obviously we would like to have generational guinea pigs. So to get to this point actually is a huge surprise. It's a welcome surprise, and she just needs to, as Eleanor said, she just was in shock. She needed a little bit of time.
And she needed warming
Just to
up as
chill
well.
out. Well, she needs a bit
They
of
all
time
need
just to chill out and learn how to be a mum, because she was with Moondust, and Moondust hasn't had a litter that's been alive before. So I wondered whether it was because there was a female in there who didn't know how to have babies. I don't know, but she's doing really, really well. So let's sort of summarise quickly. So we've got Stripe here. Now she is a year old in early December of this year. We're recording this on Sunday the 10th of November 2024. These were born at 5:30 on Friday the 8th of November 2024. So this is day 3 for them. And when we release the video, that'll be tomorrow, this one. It'll be day 4 for them. So we're going to try and do as many videos as we can. We are going to do some live stream with them, but we have to baby proof the CNC cage, because at the moment the babies can actually go through the gaps. So I've got to get out there with cardboard and put cardboard around the side. So I'm sorry that we can't live stream just yet. Now,
You can see a little black ear of the one who's feeding, and his little body's moving up and down. Little white one squished in. Honestly, if you could have seen them.
Yeah, this is so one of the
This is so
babies
magical.
one of these two has got a white front left paw, and one of them's got the front white
Look
right
at
paw.
that.
So that's really, really
Beautiful
good.
markings.
And obviously the white one's totally different. So when I weigh them, I actually can write down front white paw white, front left paw.
She's like a little
white.
sugar mouse.
So this one is totally white with the red
Was
eyes.
having a sleep. Look.
They're very
Little
cute.
sleep.
So as you can see, they're now feeding from her. So this was our biggest worry, was
Mum
she
wasn't
wouldn't.
feeding, they weren't feeding.
She wasn't interested in them, but as Eleanor said, put them in a box, and what they'll do with that is then she's stuck with them, and if she's going to bond with them, she'll bond with them. If she can't bond with them, well, they're in the cage with it. It was the actual floor space of the carry box was probably about the same as this square here, really, not a lot bigger.
It was
than
very
this.
small. It was purposely so she couldn't run away from
It was really
them.
good.
And
really
she
good.
didn't eat anything that evening. She just sort of was totally spaced out.
But she
Guinea
actually
pigs were
had
spaced out, but we kept them
afterbirth,
all.
didn't she? So
She
she had
did.
further afterbirth of that. So I think when
But she wasn't she did clean them up, but
Yeah.
she didn't for until the next day.
Yes.
So they'd have got too cold because they'd have been damp.
you were rubbing them,
outside.
you were rubbing them as well, the sides.
Yes.
So it's the first time we've ever actually had to do that with
So lucky the timing she
with guinea
had
pigs.
them.
Had
So if she'd done it at night, we'd never have known.
I been there about 10 minutes later, 15 minutes later, not a chance would two of them have been alive. We might have saved one of these two, but that would have been it. Because the other two were in their sacks, and the other two that were in the sacks, there was no movement on them. I did try, but you had to focus on what can you focus
I
on.
didn't see them, did I?
No. So it was, but you have to be quite quick. But I'm so pleased I saw that post on Facebook, because when you're confronted suddenly with this situation. It's like, what do you do? Well,
And I'm so glad my mum was always so fabulous with animals. And
yeah,
it's all about that body heat. If they can get up to body temperature, which she could do, sat in my bra, and then started moving, then went back.
it was a miracle. I think we were very lucky. If we hadn't
So
intervened,
lucky.
there's not a chance. I think she wouldn't have. None of them would be
Wouldn't have
alive.
been, no.
Because the other one, she wasn't interested in. She wasn't even looking at it.
Well, she was at the other end of the cage.
Yeah.
They were just so cold.
Now, I've seen guinea pigs have babies before, and they just go straight into mum mode, and she
Yes.
just hadn't.
But is now, and lovely.
Well, you're
and
seeing them
snuggling
now. You're
with
seeing the best view.
They
now,
are
which is pretty good.
genuinely very, very cutesy.
They are. Now, I've weighed them. We weighed them.
Look how cutesy this one is. I like this one. It's all squishy
This
and
one.
little. Yes.
I weighed them on
Stripe was
Saturday,
sleepy.
and I weighed them again just now. And what normally happens is they normally take a few hours to actually start feeding from her. The milk usually kicks in around about 24 hours, so I'm reading. Because it's the first time I've really had to be really mega concerned about them actually drinking. I've seen them all drink. I've seen the white one drink. We just did a very, very quick live stream on the shorts. And we're going to do live stream on the long videos, don't worry about that. We'll be back to that soon. I just need to baby proof the big grid in there. Also, the fact they're living in our dining room at the moment is not exactly what I had planned.
But it'll be fine for it.
Yeah, we're going to do a few days in there, and then what we're going to do is when they're going to move them out to the conservatory, because it's slightly cooler in the conservatory, and then we'll get them adjusted to that, and then we'll move them back into the shed. I'm sure by the weekend they'll be back in the shed. We're also going to weigh them a couple of times as well, make sure the weights are good. So
This is another reason why people shouldn't breed their guinea pigs unless they know what they're doing. Because actually there are heartbreaking moments, it's hard work, you have to make the decisions you feel are best, and we just keep our line going. That's what we do.
yeah, I'm leaving with 23
but
years
it's not
experience.
a simple...
No, 23 years experience was the first time I had been confronted by this, and also it's one of those things where you think sometimes it actually does help. The fact that Eleanor came straight in, she was like, okay, get a box, because I showed her the issue, and it's easy for someone to walk in and sort of say, okay, tell me everything, but Eleanor just quickly identified what was needed, what was possible to save, and what we had to just get on with. And by the time you came into the shed, I'd got these three moved to one side. She wasn't interested in them. I'd got Coco in the cage as well, and Coco and her weren't too interested. And you were just great. You came in and said, right, get them into a box. Let's get them into the kitchen, put the heating on, and we'll just worry about that. And it worked. Well, they
just needed their body temperature up, her to be
really
calm,
good.
them to smell like her. It was just...
But I
But
think
we're
without
lucky
you,
because there
do
is
it.
an element of...
We were-
You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
All right,
Yeah.
sweet.
So it was all good stuff. So there we
You've been a
are.
good
So
gal.
how many minutes are we actually on the video now?
We've
For?
done 18 minutes.
18.
So I think she's been very good to share her new babies with us.
She is. I think we're going
One
to.
is desperately
I think
struggling
we're going to
to have
come
a little
to a
feed in
yeah.
there.
Now, just so you know, when we cleaned her up, what we did was we made sure that where she has milk, we made sure that was all clear and clean.
She was also a bit clogged up. She had a lot of... Because there's a lot of poo around there, so we cleared all that out the way.
Yeah.
Everything got stuck to her and
It
stuck
was
out
just
the
a bit
way.
of cool water. It wasn't we didn't
It
put
was tepid
water, yes,
And then
yes.
because we were keeping her inside, she could dry in the warm again. We wouldn't have put her outside like that.
No,
That would have been...
Oh, look, next one's lined up. That's
But the thing is, she wouldn't have... She wasn't able to clean herself up. She wasn't able
she
to
was
clean
tired,
them
I
up.
think. I think she was tired.
I think she was. But so she needed help cleaning
It
herself.
was. What I would
getting
say,
them
what I
going.
really want to say is this is no fault of ours that the situation happened. She is high quality guinea pig. Ted 2's a high quality dad. It's just one of those things. There's nothing more we could do, but we did an awful lot once she'd had them. And this is the result. You've got 3 fantastic guineas. She's healthy. I've weighed her today, being Sunday. Her weight obviously has stabilised from Fridays, which is when I weighed her Saturday. And she's really good weight. And the babies are good as well. The normal weight is about 90 grams.
That ginger one's annoyed
She's
because
good.
the other one's got the milk.
Oh,
That's why he's making all that noise.
So we're going to do another video.
Cheeky thing.
We're going to do another video in a few days because I can sense that Stripe's going to bolt.
Yeah, she's done, isn't she? She's
so-
been very good this whole time.
So we've done really well. So thank you very much, Eleanor, to your work.
Thank you for listening to our story, everyone.
So I did say that possibly this one should be called Barbara, but we're not sure.
I
So
don't
we'll,
think so.
But if you can, if you've enjoyed our little video, do subscribe, do like, do share. That'd be great. We are going to do another video in a few days' time. That'll be video 5 of our little series. We'll have them running around and we'll do some videos of that. And don't forget, please, I'm Simon. This is Buck's Guinea Pig Talks. This is Stripe. And these are the 3 babies. Now, Ella, thank you very much indeed, Cam Lady number 1.
It's a pleasure.
And I hope you feel better soon.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think it was the excitement of Stripe and her 3 babies. But you
I
genuinely...
did find it quite upsetting.
You did,
I
but-
do.
But let me pay you a compliment because you do an awful lot of work on the channel and stuff like that. You do a lot of video work, but without you, I don't think they'd be alive. So thank you very much indeed. It was very, very... you came in and you just identified the positions and you were like, okay, that's the clear... Because I wouldn't have brought them in because I wasn't thinking like that. But you were very, very... I don't want to use the word maternal. I just want to use the word... Because you're not in the mindset of a guinea pig. But you were just like...
I was channeling my
You saw the clarity. Yeah, you saw the clarity. You saw what was possible. And actually, the state of these, that these were falling all over the place. They really were not in a good place. The white one, I would say, was the worst. And then one of these was struggling, and one of the others was a bit tottering around. So how they got to here is unbelievable. So there you are. So these are going to be with us for quite some time, actually, because obviously it's now November. Nothing will go in December. So they can be here till probably January. How exciting is that? So Stripe, well done. We'll have a look at you.
Well done,
Okay.
Mummy.
And we'll get her back in her little
Clever,
cage in a moment.
clever girl.
And we've got her 3 babies here. And we have informed Ted 2's former owner. So don't worry, so she knows. So it's all good stuff. She's delighted. And we hopefully will see you at the next episode of our video series. Thank you all, everyone. Goodbye.